Hello, Scorpio. Hi, Scorpio. Welcome to Karma on Deck. I'm Karma. This is your Scorpio reading for the sign for the month of November, and this is the 23rd. So let's take a look and see what energy is coming for you guys this week since it's a Monday night. Man, I've had nothing but Mercury feeling complications. See what happens when they get out of practice. Hi there. All right, here we go. Let's see. Let me know, guys, on YouTube if there's any problems with sound. Once again, I'm going to keep an eye on this on OBS and see how this goes. All right, Scorpio, you guys are my favorites. Something about them Scorpios. All right, kids, here we go. Four of Swords. First thing that comes up for you is tension. So you have some tension or deadlines, things that are coming up. You got the Chariot card, which is travel. Sometimes the Chariot card has to do with something with a vehicle, but in specific, that would be for a particular reading. First thing that I have coming up is the Four of Swords. So the Four of Swords has to do with tension. And if you look at this, you've got this this needle on your nose and all this tension that's going on, and he's holding a fistful of blades. So that kind of tension is just like, if I lose my control or if I switch on anything, then it's definitely going to be like something's going to get you. I see the Chariot card, might be some travel involved for you. This is the holidays. I see Two of Cups, which is emotional fulfillment. And I'm also seeing Three of Cups. So you're keeping your circle kind of small. You got the Queen of Cups kind of just like Libra did. Usually there's something between the adjacent signs sometimes that are a little congruent. We have the Sun card, which is celebration. We have the Magician. We also have the Queen of Cups. So that tells me that you're slightly a bit more emotional than you have been prior to. I'm also seeing the Magician. So you're feeling very expansive, like you want to talk, like you want to have your voice heard. Also seeing Two of Coins. You're undecided, excuse me, you're undecided about this Two of Coins though. You have the Two of Coins, which is a job offer or has something to do with money or an investment that you want to have. You have the Two of Wands, so you're taking two different sides of the story and playing them out, playing them out, playing them out, trying to decide which direction it is you want to go. You do have the King of Swords and the Queen of Cups. So this is like victory, first of all, for the Queen of Swords. You also have the Knight of Wands. So there's some things that are going on for you. So the King of Swords has to do with victory. The Queen of Cups has to do with emotional overflow. Very sweetly though. It's like a nurturing energy and a very protective, loving kind of energy. You have the Two of Cups, which is balance between you and others. Let me look at this a little bit more. Yep, just like the Libra that we had, there is this, Three of Swords, which has to do with miscommunication and misunderstanding. So perhaps you had just come out of a little phase where things were being misunderstood no matter what you did. We are just barely clear of Mercury retrograde, guys, like barely a week. So maybe it's still weighing heavy on your mind, the things that didn't get communicated the way you wanted them to, or perhaps it was this, you feeling as if you don't communicate that things could get a little south on you. But ultimately, if you break through these barriers of communication, what lays on the other side is clarity. And I know it's difficult to get through your emotions, especially when it's an emotionally charged subject where you feel as if, if this goes wrong or gets taken wrong, it's going to end up in a mess. I do see both the King of Wands here too and the King of Swords. You've got a lot of energy that means that it's required of you to take leadership in some of these movements and some of these mechanisms that are going on in your life. It's going to take you as the catalyst to get some of these things to shift. However, you have both the Two of Cups and the Ten of Cups. So there's this beautiful balance that's going on for you where you're feeling as if there's just enough give and take and there's just enough balance, and you don't want to upset that balance. The reason why I feel like it might be you that's required to speak is because we do have the Magician card. So the Magician card has to do with speaking, and it's go time. This is no more dress rehearsal. There's no more waiting game. It's time. So there's this card in play that tells me it's time for you to step out and say what it is you have to say. The Nine of Coins has to do with decisions too. Things are feeling a little bit up in the air as far as decisions go. You might find yourself needing to be a little bit more direct later. Scorpio likes to be very intense. And so sometimes when Scorpio comes across with something, it can get taken wrong. However, these are really beautiful cards. You have the Sun card, which has to do with like fullness and joy and pleasure. You have the Queen of Cups, which is emotions overflowing. You have the Two of Cups, which is internal balance. You have the Ten of Cups, which is balance with others. You never meet people Well, how does it say you meet people as deeply if they've met themselves? And what's true is the deeper you go with you, the more rich your relationships are on the outside. So you have both of those cards that indicate it. Don't doubt yourself right now, Scorpio. This is all about you. I think I'm going to change the title to Don't Doubt Yourself on this. All right, kids, this is your Scorpio moon reading. For those of you that are Scorpio moon, for others, this will just be a reflection of how you think and feel. I used to be doing this as your love and lovers reading, but there's so many dynamics that are going on with it that it's kind of not as easy to do that as a general spread. So this is your Scorpio moon reading. Please book your one-on-one karmaondeck.com. If you have questions about your own specific dynamics, please reach out. For those of you on my other social media platforms, please join me on YouTube. The Magician card is the first card that pops up for you. Wow. Okay, so here's the thing. How you're thinking and how you're feeling. If you remember what I talked about with the Magician is a mouthpiece. He's someone that's hey Chase. He's someone who is on point and is expected to speak. He's also a speaker. The Magician is also our Mercury card, right? So you're feeling this push to speak up, whatever that might be. I'm also seeing Six of Wands, which is victory, kind of like our King of Swords was, Knight of Cups. Here's the thing about all of this, Scorpio. Scorpio has the Knight of Cups, and that has to do with you feeling like, I'm feeling like a rookie, and I'm feeling all exposed, and I don't want anybody to know how I'm thinking and feeling, because those are private thoughts, right? So the Knight of Cups is definitely telling us that you're feeling a little raw, awkward, and new. The Ten of Wands is a burden. You feel like this is something that I have to carry and that I have to get over and I have to get done. We also have the Chariot card too. You're thinking a lot about, we're thinking a lot about your travel that's going on. So here's the thing, ultimately, Scorpio. Inside the Scorpio mind, we have the Death card. There's a lot of changes that are going on within you that you desire to drop some things out of your life, and there's some major changes that are coming for you. You have the Death card, and that is change. Think of death as a baptism. It's not necessarily literally the Death card. I've only had that happen twice in my lifetime, where the Death card literally meant someone passing on. And unless you're asking specifically questions or the reading is driving toward something that's going on with a loved one who's passed, the Death card usually means change. That's a baptism. That's a change. That's quitting your job or getting fired. That's getting married or getting divorced. It's just a shift, a change. So what I'm seeing for Scorpio is they want to shift when it comes to the foundations in their money. We see the Ten of Pentacles, and you're keeping this to yourself because the practice of thinking about money for you is, number one, Scorpio is very judgmental. We have the Justice card. So you're looking at things, nickels and dimes and pennies and dotted I's and crossed T's. You're also losing a little bit of hope. A lot of us are. We're getting frustrated, and we're to the point where, like, what can I do next? You know, I don't know about you, but I recall times where there was depressions or recessions, and they go in periods and chunks. And this one's been going on for a while. So it makes us question things, and it makes us hesitant to step out and change and shift things because it's such a precarious situation. I'm also seeing the Queen of Cups for you in this. Queen of Cups and Knight of Cups. You're not quite used to this balance that you have going on. And so you have this card here, which is the Five of Pentacles, which is fear. It has to do with like lack of hope, lack of faith. The Five of Pentacles is literally in front of a church where these women are, one's walking on by and the other one's sitting in front of it, whining at the church going, you guys aren't there for me. You don't have what I want. Where is this that you promised me? And so this card has to do with hope. I will say though that Scorpio is internalizing a lot of these emotions because we have the Knight of Swords. These are a lot of knights now. So internally we are a lot less confident than we let others know, right? And so Scorpio has the Knight of Swords. And what I will say is Scorpio is lashing out. You're scratching a little bit at people when they come to you. You don't want them to know this unrest is going on beneath the surface. So you have the Knight of Swords, and look at him. He's itching for a fight. Are you lashing out at your people, or are people afraid to because this is what you've done in the past? I don't know, just something to look at. Think about it, because we also have the Seven of Swords, which is sneaky. So this means she's literally on a battlefield stealing the things that are left behind. So what is going on with the Seven of Swords is it's sneaky. It's you keeping yourself behind closed doors or keeping things under wraps. You also have the Ace of Wands, which is decisions regarding work. So tread softly, tread carefully, be kind to yourself. Honestly, this is something that I wish my kids had known, that I wish I had known, that it doesn't matter how old you are, we're all still trying to figure it out, because even once we figure it out, things change. Here comes COVID, here comes politics, here comes whatever, and things change, right? And so we have this constant flux of things, of moving parts that we're trying to figure out. And this is something that I've told my kids, we're all just trying to figure it out. And we don't want anybody to know how rookie we are, or when we do start over, we don't want judgment. We don't want people pointing at us going, you can't stick one thing out. You can't make one thing stick. But, we don't have the companies like Ford and GMC or whatever that, keep you till you retire and pay you well and thank you for your service. Now it's like we pay the lowest person, right? So it's benefits aren't what they used to be either. Things can be a little sketchy out there. Let's take a look and see what Divination of the Ancients has to say for you. Let's see what your final card has to say. Message. That's interesting. Not what I would have expected for Scorpio, how the reading went. But the Feathers card and message tells you to start looking to the divine for some of your answers, and go within and look for those symbols around you for these confirmations. We don't wander around in the universe and pick things up and look for meaning. What we do, and what I've recently learned, is that we go within and then we tell the universe to show us a sign that we're on the right path, instead of just randomly looking like, oh, there's lightning, that must mean this. No, you got to look for these signs after you've gone within and you've gone into meditation and you've really started to search what it is that you need. Number one, though, guys, meditation's the key to all of this. And there's a million reasons why. Ask me, I'll tell you. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. Please join me on my YouTube, Karma on Deck, to book your one-on-one, karmaondeck.com. I think I have one more in me. So let's see here. We will go and we will be on Sagittarius right after this. Thank you for hanging out with me. Love and light to all of y'all. And if you want to hang out, I'll be right back with